Well, good morning, everyone. We are continuing in the words of the Chazon Ish, Emunah, and these words today are so fitting for the month of Elul and everything that we're working on right now. Chachmei HaYira, the sages of Yira, of fear, of Mussar, Matzu es hashpa'as halimud kashnei sugim. They found that the study of Torah has an impact in two different areas. Hasuga echad, the first type is limud ha'choiva shel kiyum hadin, is learning the obligation of the fulfillment of the din of the law, u'shmiras ha'halacha, and guarding the halacha. The hisoirerus l'mashavor l'hisoirer, and a person should become cognizant of what they should be cognizant of. Lasum leiv mishu ha'mitzav al zeh, for example, they should focus on who is the one that has commanded them to fulfill this obligation. Obviously, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem Yisbarach. Adain kol ha'aretz yotzer kol ha'yitzurim. He's the master of all creations, master of the universe. That is v'hakares ha'chet, and recognizing the severity of sin, shehela mikiyumai, which prevents us from fulfilling the obligation that we have, the goydel ha'onesh, and the tremendous magnitude of punishment that a person will receive for neglecting the mitzvah that they were supposed to keep or for performing the sin. So number one, says the Chazon Ish, is that a person must be aware of what the halacha is. That's one thing. And then he has to understand within that, he needs to be aware of what he needs to be aware of from that mitzvah. The hisoirus is the inspiration that he needs to have, the awakening that he needs to have. So he should be aware, for example, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the one that's commanded me to do this mitzvah. And therefore I have to recognize within that if I do the mitzvah, I'm going to get reward. If I don't, there's going to be an einish, there's going to be a punishment that's going to come along with that. That's all one area. The second, the second one is V'asug hasheni limud pirtei halacha shel kol din v'din. The second thing that will help you to keep the mitzvah in the right way is to learn the details of the halacha of each and every single law, every halacha that there is. And the more that a person understands what they are doing, and they know the nuances of what they are doing, and they're aware of why they are doing, so then it is much more, it's much easier, I guess we'll say, for a person to engage themselves in the keeping of the mitzvahs. If I don't know why I'm putting on tefillin in the morning, and I don't know how the halacha works, so it's a very dry mitzvah. It's an action that doesn't have much meaning to me, and I'm not even sure if I'm doing it the right way. But once that I sit and I learn the halacha properly, and I understand that HaKadosh Baruch Hu commanded me to do this, and it's a way for me to get closer to Hashem, and that way I fulfill the halachas, the mitzvahs of the Torah, says the Chazon Ish, it will be much easier for a person then to keep the mitzvahs in the right way. And then when you get stuck in a quandary like we've been describing, where you are struggling between the halacha and the mussar feelings that you have inside, you will engage in the halacha and make sure that your emotions will not override the details, the understanding that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants from you, and being able to serve Hashem in the proper way. So this is a beautiful idea for Elul, because Elul, we're constantly working on ourselves, and on one hand there has to be a constant awareness of the Rebbeinu Shalom hanging over us at all times, examining and watching us, and allowing us the opportunity to examine our own deeds and come back to Hashem. And secondly, when we begin to appreciate the mitzvahs and how they work and the details of that mitzvah, we will perform the mitzvahs in this month better than we have throughout the year. Have a wonderful day.